Hi guys, let's do a film review today. Last week I watched the movie How to Make Grandma not How to Make Grandma Dies, How to Make Millions Before Grandma Dies. It's a Thai film, but somehow I feel it's very relatable to Vietnamese culture because, or at least it's very relatable to me because I was born in Chinatown in Ho Chi Minh City. So the style of house in the movie or all the characters seems very familiar to me. And one relatable thing is that my grandmother used to sell porridge when I was small as well. So the grammar in the movie also sell porridge or congee. Normally, Chinese, Vietnamese, they or in my area when was small, they love to eat congee in the morning. And I remember when I was small, I really hate all the things that my grandmother sold. She sold yogurt and congee. So in the morning, I have to eat congee, and I have to smell the smell of yogurt every day. So like I hate both of it. Um, on Wednesday last week, when I was in the theater, I cry a lot because I think because of the relatability of the movie. Do you want me to summarize? Maybe there will be spoiler because I don't remember all the name of the characters. So let's say that grandma they call Ama. Ama. She has three children. The oldest is a son. The one in the middle is her daughter and the youngest son. And the oldest son is very successful with a wife and a daughter. The middle one is, sorry, that's my neighbors chatting. So, I mean, the middle daughter is a single mom with the son who is the main character named M. And the youngest son of Ahmad is super sporty. He's like in debt all the time. So yeah, and then Ahmad get she got cancer, but I realized that two of her two sons only care about her belongings and her house or her house. They they think they want to inherit the property instead of really care for her health. There's only the middle daughter who's initially care care and love Ahmed. And however her son in the beginning he's almost the same. because he saw her cousin, who is Mui, take care of her grandfather and then inherited a very big house. So he's greedy. Under his feel guilty, I think like M feel guilty. There's a very conflicting feelings within him because he feel guilty of being so greedy, but at the same time he still want a lot of money to start his career. So yeah, so M chose to decided to come to his grandmother's house to live with her, and he let Amma knows that she got cancer and only got 1 year to live. Mm, and he would like to take care of her. I think at first she's she's skeptical of his motives or not. I guess so, like because she's very smart and has a lot of experience, and she knows her Jais and Grand Jai so well that maybe she guessed that M has a motives to come and take care of her. Mm. And she doesn't want to bother her daughter as well. She also knows that her daughter cared about her. So in the end of the movie, I remember she said that I don't know, like you always ask me whom I love the best. I really don't know. But I only know that I want to live with you the most. That when the grandmother talked to her daughter. So there's during the time I'm living with his grandmother, he gradually have a feeling for her. In the beginning, yeah, you can see the transition of M from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. In the beginning, he is very ignorant. He always look at his phone, and he doesn't care about anybody. He didn't truly love his grandmother, but after living with her for a while, he learned lesson from her. It's funny that Emma has a lot of similarities with my grandmothers from both sides and my grandfather. They both keep the belongings, like it's very hard for them to throw things away. I remember in 2008, I returned to my hometown and I have a sleeper. At the time, it's very cold in the north, but I was so rushed going to the airport that I wear flip flop, slippers to go to the north, and it's super cold. So I just throw my flip flops at my grandmother's house. That's grandmother's is, like I have two grandmothers. My grandmothers from my mother's side sell congis, and the grandmother from my father's side uh, is the one who took care of me when I was small until I'm like 8 or 9, and she loves me a lot. Then when I grew up, she went back to the hometown. And when I visited her, I just throw my flip flops there at her house without thinking much about that. But like every year going back to see her, she brought that flip flop to me and say like, "Oh, this is your flip flop. Wear it when you're here." And surprisingly, after 17 years, oh, I feel I'm getting emotional right now. Surprisingly, after 17 years, the flip flop is still there. Like she keep it, she clean it, and then she kept it in a very, like she keep it very carefully, and it looks like even it actually the flip flop is an old flip flop already. Like I have used it for a year back in 2008, 2007. Like I use it as a slipper that I walk around the house at a time, and it was old already. But then when I brought to her house, she cleaned it up like a brand new one. Like she keep cleaning it up and keep it in a very like uh she used the plastic bag to tie it, like to keep it so new. Oh, can't imagine that. Okay, I think let's get back to the film. mm, what else I think interesting about the film, like, let me think. mm, There's one very interesting about the film is that the way the grandma um do the praying, the tradition praying. Like she cares a lot about the ancestors and the Buddha, just like how my grandmas did. And the way like before, my grandma is the same. They always dream about their father. Like I don't know if they near death. That's near death experience, but they dreamed about their fathers, mm, about their parents, their deaf parents. Yeah, that's one similarity. And the part that actually I think that M how like I predict I predicted in the beginning, but it was wrong. Like I predicted that M will inherit the porridge shop from his grandmother, but actually not. In the end, who's received his properties? That is the youngest boy, the youngest son of her, and uh, I think that's reasonable because that's the son who need help the most. So she gave the biggest property to the one who needed the most. M still have his mother. So the youngest boy then sold the house. That's a, I think that's sad. Sold the house and let her in aged care house. I think that part of the movie make me really mad. I get mad at the youngest boy, the youngest son, and I get mad at M as well because he his grandmother is having cancer, and how he show his bad temper by asking the grandma that why I take care of you, why don't you give the property to me? And that's very heartbroken. uh so it's very satisfying when in the end M and his mother brought the grandma back to their house to take care of her. Why the oldest son still got mad at her and refused to see her. mm, oh, and oh no, what's up? I think there's one part that I feel relatable as well, is the part that grandma really need to have a big land to bury her when she died. So she went to ask her older brother to lend her money to buy land. But the that brother is so cruel. My grandmother on my mom's side also have a younger brother that he also inherits the whole property, the very big property of my great grandmother, without giving, like without sharing with other siblings. And my grandmother's always complain about it as well. The other siblings has died already, but now only like my grandmother and that grand and her younger brother is still alive, and they keep quarreling about like, oh, you take all the property of my, you took all the property of, of the parents. um yeah, what else? And let's see which part I'm was. Oh, and she would refuse. She's, it's very similar in the culture, is that like in my country is the same. My grandmother insisted on having a big land in a very high end area um to bury, like to have herself, like her body buried there. And my mom actually fulfilled her dream. She bought a land in a cemetery for her. Yeah, poor the grandma. I think like the grandma in the film, I feel so bad. Um, what else? Um, but in the end, she still have the land of herself. She actually put a lot of money on the saving account since M was small. Like she keep saving for him, and in the end, after she died, he inherited that. And surprisingly, or not surprisingly to me, M used that money to buy her a land in a cemetery. It's funny how she say that she need to have a big land so that when she die, her her sons and daughter will gather together. If it's big, they will gather together. But if it's small, they don't gather, they don't meet up. In my culture, people just want to bury because to have a land in a cemetery to bury because they think that mm, it was very hard if they was burned after they die. For me, like I don't care. Like when I die, just do whatever. It's not important anymore. It's just important when I'm alive. But that's what the older people think. And when she died, and in Asian culture, they normally the grandmom or mother sang a song to what is the name of that kind of song, like to put the child into sleep. And in the end, M sang that song before the death of his grandmother. I think that one is very moving part of the film. Is there anything else that I didn't cover? I think the scene of the movie is very beautiful. It looks similar to Vietnam, but not similar. The culture, like very much like Chinese, Vietnamese in Vietnam. Mm, yeah, I think that's it. Sorry if this one is boring, but it's very happening. Like I just want to tell you what I think. Like I nearly 40 now, and I'm reaching the age that I have first experience of losing someone because of their death. So my grandfather left last year, and my grandmother on my mom's side is sick. My grandmother on my father's side is sick as well. It's very stressful for me and very sad, very depressing. So watching that movie, I just cry nonstop. Okay, that's it. Sorry for rambling. Goodbye. Have a great week ahead. And I'm wishing me luck as well because next week, yeah, I'm very stressful. I think like one day I will tell you about how I feel stressful these days. I have been very stressed for the last 2 years after the pandemic. I wish I can go back to the pandemic because it's better time for me. I feel relaxed during the pandemic. So conflicting. Okay, goodbye. Sorry, I'm going to sleep, but I realized that there's two parts that I forgot to mention. One is that the grandmother realized that M would like to inherit. Like he moved to her house initially just for the property she owned. So she realized that by um because before moving in, he took a lot of photos of the house and put it online for sales. So there's somebody coming to the house and ask if she would like to sell the house, and she asked no who put it online, and they say the one who named M. Although she knew it, she didn't let M know that she knew of his purpose coming to her house because she really loved, like she feel very happy when M coming to live with her, so that she can play, she has someone to play cards with, she has someone who sell corgi with her. M really took good care of her, and she didn't let him know that she know his purpose, so that she can enjoy all the last sweet moments, although it may be fake, but it's not. Like Em really love her, and the ending of the story, when Em think back about his memory with her when he was small, he um, she used to tell Em that she she will put money in the bank for her, and Em's at the time he's very small. He told her that he will use that money to buy a new house for her because her house is so old and filled with cockroach. That was very funny because yeah, at the end of the story of the film, Anne bought a new house for her, which is the land at the cemetery that she always dreamed about. Yeah, just that's it. That's just what two part I feel that I miss. Okay, thank you. Good night. Bye. Another funny part is that when the grandma moved in with the daughter's house before she died, and in the beginning of the movie, when the daughter came to the grandma's house, I mean like her mom's house, she keep cleaning up and say like, oh, you keep so many used or many old dish in the refrigerator, and it's not good for your health. But then in the end, the mom came and she also cleaned up the refrigerator, saying like, oh, you keep so many old food in your refrigerator, I need to clean up or you will get cancer like me. And the mom say, okay, no worries. The boy took the house and the girls took the cancer. She's not gonna worry about that. Okay, you're free to go now.